Hello everyone, Keevdude here, and welcome back to another video. Epomaker has been kind to send out the EK68 for my honest review, so let's dive in. They sent me the black and gold version with the poppy sounding Budrigar switches. This keyboard is a gasket mounted 65% that's hot swappable, has south facing RGB and tri-mode connectivity, all for the price of $90 US. But there are more switch and keycap options. You have the choice between different switches. The one I have is a tactile switch, while all the other options are linear switches. You also have various keycap options where you can choose either cherry or ASA profile keycaps in different colorways. I personally like the newly released black and silver keycap set, as I like the minimalistic and monochrome look. Okay, let's open the box and see what's inside. Inside you obviously get the keyboard wrapped in this nice plastic sheet. And you also get a few extra items. A nicely braided cable, some extra accent keycaps, and 3 extra switches. A keycap and switch puller, and of course the manual. So let's take a closer look at this keyboard. It feels sturdy and well built, and I really like the matte gray finish on the plastic case. It also kind of looks like aluminum. This board also comes with a volume knob that feels really nice, and to the left of the arrow keys is a blocker that shows the status of the battery and power levels. The EK68 also has a simple but nice looking side profile. Let's take a look at the back of the board. When typing, the USB port is on the left side. Next to that is the buttons for the other connectivity and system options, and the storage for the USB dongle. Now let's talk about the Epomaker Budrigar switches. I gotta say, these switches have really impressed me. They are a 5-pin tactile switch that bottoms out at 60 grams. It has a palm stem and a nylon top and bottom housing. The first thing I noticed when using the Budrigar switches is that it felt very similar to the Boba U4Ts, except that the Budrigar switch feels so much better stock, especially in terms of smoothness and sound. The Budrigar switches also have a similar sharp tactile bump as the U4Ts, and in terms of the sound, I would say that these are actually deeper sounding. The switches are also factory lubed and feel very consistent all across the board, so there is absolutely no need to lube these. And in terms of keycaps, I have the OEM profile ones, and they are double shot PBT, around 1.2 millimeters thick. Although they may not be the thickest keycaps I've seen, they're much better than keycaps on most other gaming keyboards. Now let's do a stock sound test. The stock EK68 sounds just fine in stock form. The only thing I found necessary to do with this keyboard was to improve the stock stabilizers, add some polyfill, and do the tape mod. So let's look at the internals. From top to bottom, we have the white steel plate, Poron plate foam, IXPE switch pad, and the PCB with Kale hot swap sockets and per key RGB. Then we have some case foam, and lastly the 3000 milliamp battery and the Poron gaskets. Now let's fill the case with some polyfill. And off camera I did 2 layers of masking tape on the backside of the PCB. Now it's time to lube the stabilizer housing and reassemble the stabilizers. I honestly think I could have saved a lot of time just syringing with 205G0, so I recommend you to do that. That's so much better. Let's listen to the modded sound test. The modded version improved the board a lot. The sound profile is now a more deeper pop that I really enjoy, and the stabs have no ticking anymore. Now let's talk about the pros and cons, starting with the pros. I like that it is hot swappable, has south-facing RGB, tri-mode connection, double-shot PBT keycaps, factory lube switches, and it comes with all the foam you need, and additional software. It also has per key RGB, and the keyboard itself looks really good. Over to the cons. The biggest con is that it comes with a steel plate, while on the EK68 barebone kit you get the PC plate, which has much better flex and sound. And on the topic of flex, this keyboard barely has any, even though it's gasket mounted, but it does contribute to a uniform sound. Another con that I have is that the case is not easy to open, but Mark at MechTech YouTube channel has shown an easier way to open it, so make sure to check it out. I was really surprised by how good this keyboard was, considering it's a pre-built, and I really enjoyed these switches. Now, who do I recommend this keyboard to? If you want a nice looking pre-built 65% keyboard and you like the keycaps and the switches they offer, go for it. But if you specifically want to dive deeper into the custom keyboard hobby, I recommend you to buy the EK67 barebones kit, since that is the kit this keyboard is based off. Now that was it for my review of the Epomaker EK68. Thank you to Epomaker for sponsoring me with this keyboard. And if you like this video, please drop a like. And if you like my content, please subscribe. And until next time, peace.